Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yasodhanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasodhanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yasodhanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Radha Vallabha Radha Vallabha Sri Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Prala Narsimha Dev Prala Narsimha Dev Prala Narsimha Dev Prala Narsimha Dev. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nita Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nita Gaura Hari Bol. श्री श्री गौरीताय की, श्री 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 राधोल भगवान की, श्री 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 जगन्नाथ वल्लभ सुभद्रमाई की, शिल प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रमनंदे, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की। हरे कृष्णा। So our verse for today is verse number 19 from chapter 2 of Canto 10. So this verse actually glorifies about the Lord. Of course, sometime Lord is hidden by, just like right now we are hidden by this wall. Nobody outside can see us. So similarly, Lord also can be hidden. So that is the verse today in the context of his preparation for his appearance. Sa devaki sarva jagan nivasa. सा देवकी सर्वजगन् निवासा निवासा भूता नितारं नारजे निवासा भूता नितारं नारजे भोजेन्द्र गेहे अग्निशिके वरुद्धा भोजेन्द्र गेहे अग्निशिके वरुद्धा सरस्वती ज्ञानकले यथा सती सरस्वती ज्ञानकाले यथा सती सा देवकी सर्वजगन्निवासा निवास भूता नात्रां नारजे भोजेन्द्र गेहे अग्निशिके वरुदा सरस्वती ज्ञानकाले यथा सती सा देवकी सर्वजगन्निवासा निवास भूता नातरां नारजे भोजेन्द्र गेहे अग्निशिके वरुद्धा सरस्वती ज्ञानकाले यथा सती Nivasa Bhuta Netramna Reje Pundragehe Agnisike Varuda Kale Yathasati Sarva Saraswati Jnana Khale Yata Sati. Word to word translation. Sa Devaki, that Devaki Devi. Sarva Jagat Nivasa, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the sustainer of all the universes. Massani Sarva Bhutani. Nivasa Bhuta, the womb of Devaki, has now become the residence. Nitaram, extensively. Na, not. Reje, become illuminated. Bhojendra Gehe, within the limits of the house of Kamsa. Agni Shikhaiva, like the flames of a fire. Ruda, covered. Saraswati, knowledge. Jnana Khale, in a person known as Jnana Khala, one who possesses knowledge but cannot distribute it. Yatha, or just as. Sati, so being. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Devaki then kept within herself the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes, the fountainhead of the entire cosmos. But because she was under arrest in the house of Kamsa, she was like the flames of a fire, covered by the walls of a pot, or like a person who has knowledge but cannot distribute it to the world for the benefit of the human society. In this verse, the word Jnana Khala is most significant. Knowledge is meant for distribution. Although there is already much scientific knowledge, whenever scientists or philosophers awaken to a particular type of knowledge, they try to distribute it throughout the world. For otherwise, knowledge gradually dries up and no one benefits from it. India has the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, but unfortunately, for some reason or other, this sublime knowledge of the science of God was not distributed throughout the world, although it is meant for all of human society. Therefore, Krishna himself appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and ordered all Indians to take up the cause of distributing the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita throughout the entire world. Yare deke tare kaha Krishnopadesha Amaragnyaya Guru Hanatara Edesha. Instruct everyone to follow the orders of Lord Sri Krishna as they are given in Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. In this way, become a spiritual master and try to liberate everyone in this land. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 7, verse 128. Although India has a sublime knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, Indians have not done their proper duty of distributing it now. Now, therefore, the Krishna conscious movement has been set up to distribute this knowledge as it is, without distortion. Although previously there were attempts to distribute the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, these attempts involved distortion and compromise with mundane knowledge. But now the Krishna conscious movement, without mundane compromises, is distributing Bhagavad Gita as it is. And people are deriving the benefit of awakening to Krishna consciousness and becoming devotees of Lord Krishna. Therefore, proper distribution of knowledge has begun, by which not only the whole world benefit, but the India's glory will be magnified in human society. Kamsa tried to arrest Krishna consciousness within his house, Bhojendra Gehe, with the result that Kamsa, with all his opulences, was later vanquished. Similarly, the real knowledge of Bhagavad Gita was being choked by unscrupulous Indian leaders, with the result that India's culture and knowledge of the Supreme were being lost. Now, however, because Krishna consciousness is spreading, the proper use of Bhagavad Gita is being attempted. Om Ajnana Trimindasya Jnananjala Salakaya Chaksurmilitamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Ishtupadaya Krishnapadaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamini Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachata Desha Tarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavanda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Devaki then kept within herself the personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes, the fountainhead of the entire cosmos. But because she was under arrest in the house of Kamsa, she was like the flames of a fire covered by the walls of a pot, or like a person who has knowledge but cannot distribute it to the world for the benefit of human society. So this is actually a beautiful verse, especially purport by Prabhupada. They picked up just one word and then spiritualize it. So just to look at the first statement. So Devaki kept within herself the supreme personality of Godhead. Of course, if you look at the previous 2-3 verses, so did Lord directly appear in the heart of Devaki? No. So just to demonstrate the usual process, the union of wife and husband, obviously at some day leads to offspring. Of course, this union, the previous verses says, is not like a mundane union. The first Lord being, so Lord at His own will, so He can appear or disappear as He likes, as He wishes. So in this case, verse number 16 says, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, who is super soul of all living entities. He is already there. All living entities. So he is the one who can remove the fear of the devotees. Devotees have fear, so he can remove. So such a Lord has entered into Vasudeva's mind with his full opulence. Not like us. In our previous life we might have been billionaires. When we appear next life, we will be empty-handed. All our billions of bank balances vanished in the previous life only. You may have Airbus like a car in this life. Next life, no. You may have a bicycle with front wheel punctured. Correct? But Lord is not like that. So please note, that's a very important one. So entered in the Vasudeva's mind with full opulence. So once Lord entered into Vasudeva's heart, what happened? Now this Vasudeva is glowing like a sun. So that is also demonstrating the power of Lord. If you carry Lord in your heart, you will glow like a sun. The enemies may not be able to see you, whereas the devotee will see you very beautiful, handsome, divine person. So, of course, obviously, this says, what was the situation of Kamsa? So at that time, Kamsa was, even though they are in their own house, arrested, house arrest, but he is not able to see. So he's only thinking, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. His fear is increasing more and more. So as the climax is coming, he was already fearful, but now fear is increasing for Kamsa. Of course, other devotees, they were very happy. So the Lord, of course, in mind, also in heart. So here, slowly in heart. So now in the next, what happened? So next, obviously, so whatever asset or glory that a husband gets, it goes to wife. So that's what's happening. Now that Vasudeva received the Lord in his mind and heart, he is not going to keep with him, only enjoy the presence of Lord. So he liked to share. Therefore, he transferred the Lord from his heart to his wife Devaki's heart. Obviously, Devaki is also going to glow just like Vasudeva. So this verse says that, yes, she is glows, but that glory she is not able to distribute to outside that the house, outside that house. That's why it says, within the limit of the house only. So if you put a very big light here, these lights, they are glowing only here. Outside, no glow. If it is a dark time, then of course, dark only outside. So, but daytime, no problem. Daytime, there is a sunlight. But we have covered within the wall, therefore we don't have sunlight. That's why we're taking assistance of all these lights and paying money to keep them, glowing. But if you take assistance of Lord, then you don't need it. If you go to spiritual world, no need of light. Even though you may be inside with Krishna, so Krishna is self-effulgence. So he is not made from any material, bhuta or wood or iron, but he is Satchidananda, he is self-glowing. So here, Devaki has then kept within herself the supreme personality of Godhead. So that is what very clear. So it says, Sa Devaki Sarva Jagan Nivasa Nivasa Bhuta Nitram Naraje. So Devaki Sarva Jagan Nivasa. Of course, so she became Nivasa Bhuta. She became residence of who? Residence of Sarva Jagan Nivasa. So one who is a residence of all the bhutas, such a become person has taken residence in the heart of Devaki. So that is very nicely mentioned. Of course, here in the translation, Sarva Jagat Nivasaya. So Prabhupada also mentioned Matstani Sarva Bhutani. So this Matsani Sarva Bhutani is a verse in Bhagavad Gita as well. So Lord Krishna says in that chapter 9 verse 5. So he is saying that Matsani Bhutani. So Bhutani, all the creation, all the bhutas, man, woman, tiger, of course, ants, all the living entities, Stavara Jangama, those who are moving Jangama like us with legs, we are moving around, and those who are not moving, like trees. They all are, where are they? They all are in Matstani, situated in me, situated in Krishna, not in me. Of course, I am very tiny, I am also in Krishna. So that very nicely explained. So, of course, the next says, Prabhupada mentioned, the translation. She not only said the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he says the sustainer of all the universes, not only living entities, sustainer of all the universes, not only sustainer of earthly planet, heavenly planet. If Krishna doesn't sustain heavenly planet, even if you go from earthly planet, heavenly planet, there is no delight there. So there is no drinks, and all the Urvasis, Arambas will become very weak, so no attraction anymore left. There is no sustenance. So sustenance all the universes. So of course, so it's also he's a Sarva Karana Karanam. Why it happens there? Why it happens here? Why some drought happens? Why sometime pestilence or all this like COVID-like situation comes up? So he is the cause of causes. Even this coronavirus is also part and parcel of Krishna. So if you don't deal with those viruses properly, they become our enemy. But if you deal with them properly, they are your friend. Sometimes there are so many insects and bacteria are in our body. What are they doing? Maybe all that we are consuming, sometimes more Mahaprasad than necessary. At that time, our ability to consume, digest is not there. So all these bacteria will help us. And if you eat, special prasada and more Mahaprasada made from very pure ghee, more and more ghee. When you eat, so with our hand, so much of ghee is on the fingers. You put so much of water, it's not going at all. What to do? You bring the heat. Take very, very hot water and clean, and then something will go away. Correct? So similarly, Krishna has kept heat inside, but this heat is not sufficient to consume. Therefore, the bacteria inside are helping us. If they don't help us, what happens? Our wall will be, sticked with all that. Then one day you have to be operated to remove those. Heart surgery has to be performed. Stomach surgery has to be performed. So very, very important that all these bacteria also be kept in healthy condition. If you keep on drinking Victorian bitter instead of Krishna's water that is given to you, what will happen? All those bacteria will be, killed. So they also need to be given proper sustenance. Although Krishna is the sustainer of everything, but Krishna also is making you, here are bacteria, they are going to be helpful to you. I have kept it in your stomach. You please take care. You drink whatever is in sattvic mode. But if you start drinking in the tamogun, so I am not responsible. That's what Krishna says. So then all kinds of health problems will come because he is not able to digest properly. So we need to take care. So he is the Sarva Karana Karanam. Of course, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here it is assumed that you understand who is Supreme Personality of Godhead. But if you want to understand, so we need to understand perhaps, ask Brahmadev. So Brahma, who is the creator of this, secondary creator of this, first engineer of this universe. Correct? So if something is created, I don't know how to operate this mobile phone, for example. What do? I ask the engineer who created it. So he will tell you properly how to utilize it. So who created it and what are the ingredients that are used. So that's why he says in Brahma Samhita, the first verse, Isvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha. So this Krishna, the God, Supreme God, is Krishna. See, he is Satchid Ananda. So he has a form, Vigraha, and that form is Sat Chit Anand, eternal. Then of course, full of knowledge and full of bliss. Full of knowledge means Krishna knows what is happening in your heart. He also knows what is happening in everybody's heart. But I don't know what is happening in Jayadeva Prabhu's heart. I don't know whether he is sitting here physically. Yes, he is sitting physically. But where is he mentally, I have no idea. But Krishna has idea. Krishna, if he likes, he will bring you. Come back. Be here. Otherwise, he can take you to wherever you want. He can do all of that. So that's Satchidananda Vigraha. He is full of knowledge of everything that is happening. He knows past, he knows present, he knows your future also. So Satchidananda, Anadiradir Govinda. So nobody has created him. He is the original person. And of course, he is Sarva Karana Karanam. So there is Krishna. So it is important to understand who is Supreme Person of Godhead and his qualities. So moving forward, so next, so Nitram Naraje. So Nitram Naraje. Na means not. Raje, become illuminated. So Krishna, when he when the Vasudeva transferred, so in the previous verse it was said, yesterday discussed about initiation. So Vasudeva has initiated into a right personality. Correct? You can't initiate whomever you want if you want to have a son. You have to only initiate right personality, that is your Dharma Patni. So as a result of that, so now, so Raje become illuminated. But however, that is not extensively. So Nitram Na Raje. So that illumination due to presence of Lord Krishna in the heart or womb of Devaki, it is illuminated but not extensively. It was limited to where? Limited to Bhojendra Gehe. Gehe is a ghar, house. And Bhojendra, this Kamsa. Kamsa. So Bhojara. So this is Bhojendra. So within that limit. Why? Because Devaki is house arrest. And Devaki and Vasudeva, they are under house arrest. Correct? These days we hear house arrest often. Usually they put arrest and put into jail. But if you are a very big personality, like a prime minister, somehow they want to put in jail, but jail facility is very limited. So therefore they will put in house arrest. You can be in the house only, no problem. But they will restrict your movement. And they will restrict what you speak, whom you meet. Because if you give some big statement and inspire all other your follower, and they will create big commotion, then the current government which put you in house arrest won't be able to run. You see in the news all the time, house arrest. Same thing. So because of that house arrest, he is not able to, that effulgence is not spread worldwide. It was limited to Bhojendra Gehe, limited to house of that Bhojendra. So that is next. So now Prabhupada is giving very beautiful, the verse is actually giving beautiful analogy. How? So the analogy is Agni Shikave Ruda. Ruda is covered, Agni. When Agni is covered within the pot, so how much that Agni illumination will go? Very limited. Little bit on the top, maybe you can see, right? You put a lamp in the pot, so then Agni will just appear a little bit up. If the pot hole is very small, then very little. If it is fully covered, no illumination outside. Of course, at some point it will extinguish also. Correct? If you cover fully, because there is no oxygen going, oxygen necessary for it to keep burning. No air means it will become finally vacuum. Then no energy for it also. But Krishna is not like that. So he is the Sarva Karana Karanam. And he came here with unlimited opulence. That is very important to mention. Unlimited opulence. So unlimited fire. So just because his womb doesn't mean that it is fully covered and he is going to extinguish. But Krishna is unlimited with all opulence, therefore he is fully, can glow. In this case, analogy, as mentioned, so within the pot, the fire is not illuminating. And another one, the next final, is Saraswati, Jnana Khale, not Kale, Khale, Yata Sati. Saraswati, we know, Saraswati is Jnana, there is a goddess of knowledge, whom we call Saraswati. So here it refers to not Saraswati goddess, it refers to the Jnana, knowledge, Saraswati. Jnana Khale. So Jnana Khale. So translation is one, a person who possesses knowledge but cannot distribute it. So that is the situation. So you're not able to distribute. So if you distribute, what is the benefit? The entire human society can benefit it. So the illumination of Lord, so glory of Lord, when it is distributed around the world, so it benefits everyone. So that is why Prabhupada says that to start with, this verse, Jnana Kala is the most significant. He didn't say Krishna is the most significant within the womb of Devaki. Of course he is. But this knowledge, which is meant for distribution. The presence of Supreme Personality of Godhead is meant for distribution. The presence, the creation of Krishna, such as Bhagavad Gita, is meant for distribution. But it is not distributed. So that situation is called Jnana Kale. So Prabhupada is giving very beautiful analogy of the mundane world. Although there is already much scientific knowledge, whenever scientists or philosophers awaken to a particular type of knowledge, please note, particular type of knowledge, whenever they find a particular type of knowledge, they try to distribute it throughout the world. If they don't distribute this knowledge, what happens? It dries up. No one will benefit from this. So now coming, so since my profession is that so-called scientific investigation, I want to expand this a little more further. So this is true, what Prabhupada said is true. And he also said that whenever although knowledge is there, all the knowledge, the past knowledge, present knowledge, future knowledge, whatever everyone is investigating, so scientists or philosophers who are speculating, philosophers sometimes, whereas scientific people are proposing some theory, the engineers who are taking their theory and putting it into practice. Now they are discovering something, and each time they discover some little new things. So what do? They distribute. So scientists, how do they distribute? Engineers, how do they distribute? Philosophers, how do they distribute? And these can be very good, pathways and approaches. Even the Krishna devotees can take it and distribute it much more widely, much more wider than the materialists can do it. The material scientists can do it. Now coming to this scientific, from time to time. So for example, myself, if I look back 30 years ago, what was I doing? I was still doing scientific investigation. So my scientific investigation at that time was in India. What I was doing, I was working for creating Indian supercomputers. We have computers, but supercomputer, as name indicates, super. So it means much faster than the computer that people have on the desktop. So how much? So maybe 10,000 more faster than the computer on the desktop. Why we need such a supercomputers? Because at that time India needed for weather forecasting. These days is very easy. We take a mobile phone, go to an app. Oh, see how the weather is like at now is 8:10. How is the weather is like 10 o'clock, so that I can plan. Or how is the weather like at 2 o'clock? We can plan. How is the weather like in the evening? We can plan. In Melbourne, weather is you can't determine what will be weather like in 3 hours' time. Right now it's very cool, no problem. I can just put on small set and go around. But at 1 o'clock it may be very cold. So therefore I prepare. So people prepare. When they're going office, they prepare, take some coat or jacket, and then at that time they put it. So planning. So India was needed for the weather forecasting for long-term planning, for agriculture planning and various other planning. So therefore India was need of supercomputers for this purpose, weather forecasting. But at that time, America put embargo, denied supercomputers for India. Every now and then America denies. Whoever has, they denies to other persons. Why they deny? Because looks like this person is overtake me. So therefore I deny him the services. I deny him the knowledge. This happens in devotee community also. Oh, I don't want to teach him how to make garland for Radha Vallabha. Otherwise my position will be lost. It happens. So it happens in material even more. So when it was denied, therefore India thought, okay, let us create supercomputer our own. So building hardware is not enough. You also need a software, brain. Software is the brain. So I had an opportunity to work on the supercomputer for India. Particularly system software for Indian supercomputers. At that time, of course, we created some new knowledge. So this is how you build supercomputers, using the unique component made in India. So that time, Made in India song was very famous. Made in India, what is that? Something Parasunia like that. There was a song also. So at that time, when we were small, but somehow we matured, then after finishing education, then joined this mission. Actually, other reason was, I was also working on this modeling and simulation of big buildings. When you big buildings, multi-story buildings, you can't simply go and just build. First, you need to model how the land is, what is the wind velocity, the soil properties, how much concrete is necessary, how much iron is necessary, what are its qualities, can it sustain, how much weight we can sustain it, then only how many floor it can sustain. Correct? This is called wireframe modeling. It's called structural engineering. People from civil engineering knows. What was your engineering? Not civil. Anyway, civil engineering people know. So I was involved in developing such software in one private company. When you run it on the best server at that time, it was taking 5 days for simple building modeling. 5 days, run, because there are so many wireframes, so many floors, so many columns, and you vary the strength of properties. Then what kind of, should we put Tata steel? Should we put Australian steel? You have to decide the quality. So based on that, how many people can be, how much weight we can put on the multiple floor. So it was taking so many days. At that time I was scratching my head. So what is the solution? Waiting 4 days, 5 days? Sometimes the clients from Singapore is asking, what is going on with the design? Taking 5 days, 6 days. And if you make a mistake, again you redo it, another wait 5 days, 6 days. So such problem can be solved using supercomputer much faster. So instead of waiting for 5 days, you run it on a supercomputer that is made up of 10,000 server, you can do that same thing in 1 minute. So even I also publish paper. If I not publish paper, what happened? Nobody would have known what I created, nobody would have known to me also. Then with time, as it progresses, so last few years, for example, I'm working on cloud computing research. So that was in 2006 or 7. At that time also, when we cloud computing idea came up, we create the research, we create some software, we saw how you can build application, and then how you can make this as a utility service. Now we did a lot of research and wrote papers. And publish, of course, we publish those papers, scientific. So from time to time, after 10, 20 years, new knowledge, cloud computing. Then not only publishing a small 8-page paper, 20-page paper, you can also publish a book. And for information, I did that also. I want to show you. So this is a book on cloud computing. Not how to become slave, but how to become master of cloud computing. If you tell how to become slave of cloud computing, nobody will buy. Only I have to purchase myself after printing. But this is mastering cloud computing. Okay, so this book has not only foundation concept, in the middle of the book has all our creation. When you open, you will see, our Jairam Prabhu is become expert in programming. So there are some programs inside. How to write cloud application programs. This is a program, correct? This program. Then of course text. Now Prabhupada also did that. So we'll come to that point. So in this case, did I publish myself after writing? No, I didn't do that. So I outsourced this to a publisher in America, a publisher in India, a publisher in China. So a publisher in America, so they will publish and distribute all over the world. You go to any bookshop, you'll find a book. You'll go to any library, you'll find a book. And the book is actually a reference text for several universities worldwide. North America, South America, Europe. That is American edition. Now what about India? American edition will cost you $100. Can Indian buy that book? Only one person, Adani and Ambani. Those Adani and Ambani, only those two people buy. Correct? But what about the rest of the population? So therefore, as part of distribution, we need to think of how to make it affordable to everyone in the world. So therefore, Tata, Tata had alliance with Tata McGraw-Hill. Now they call McGraw-Hill. So they publish and make it affordable, something like 500 rupees. That is $100. This become around $7-8, right? 90% discount, but not by their publisher. Their publisher will say $100. No less than that. But to distribute this knowledge. So therefore, so this book is actually Indian edition. You see McGraw-Hill. So that is why quality of paper is little low. Hare, Krishna's... this also will come. So this was the peacocks gifted to Krishna. Then Krishna gifted to me. Keep in the book. We will read it someday. Anyway, so this is made affordable for people in India, Indian language. And of course, not everyone in India are experts in English. Correct? Like for example, I studied in a village up to primary school, high school. Then we go to this intermediate, PUC, 11th, 12th. That time everything is in English. We don't know how to read. In the villages, who will teach? We hardly knew how to write ABCD. So then of course somehow we managed to come to engineering. So there also sometimes we can't converge. If they ask, we may write something, mathematics, let A equal to B, B equal to C, something we write. But speaking, general speak, not possible. So therefore nowadays, they are saying, if you know the answer, you don't have to write it in English. You can write in your own native language like Kannada, Telugu, Hindi, Marathi or whatever. So therefore, University Guide Commission of Government of India has commissioned and just brought out this book in Hindi. The same book, translated to Hindi and also to Marathi. Why Marathi? Marathi is a big state. So let us sell in Marathi also. Correct? Then Orissa too, where Jagannath Baladev, Subhadrama are there. His bhaktas only speak Oriya. But some of the one Panda is there. And Panda's son became a software engineer. I want that Panda's son also read my book so that he can allow me to enter into Jagannath very easily. So he takes me very easily. Sometime I get a chance to hug even Jagannath. Possible in Puri? Yeah. Sometime, you can do something materially and then you can, impress those pandas and then pandas will allow you to do as you desire. I have a desire to hug Jagannath, no problem. Jagannath also has a desire to hug you. It is only possible if Jagannath desires, otherwise he will kick you out. Is it possible? Not possible. We have so many desires. But unless Lord desires, not possible. Now I thought, what about Chinese? Chinese can't read English. Even if you export this American book, even if they have money to buy it, this Jack Ma. Jack Ma is the founder of that Alibaba, very famous. So this person also, failed several times to get admission to university. He says, I tried 20 times, but I didn't get admission to university. Somehow, because of his hard work and persistency, so he managed to somehow create a successful company. So he became one of the richest person in China. Bharat of China, to help them. So one of my collaborator in China, so they translated this book to Chinese and published in Chinese language. So this is how you distribute scientific knowledge. So distribute in the one language, then there are a number of people who translate. So this was in, this is more recent, like last 10 years. But if you go back to 2000, at that time between this cloud computing and the supercomputer, I worked on what is called as cluster, commodity data centers, cluster computers. So that also there are some books also, those books also in China, those books in India, those books in America as well. So if you go to Stanford University, so there you go and find out, search for Booyah. So you will find a necessary book. Go to Singapore government library, the biggest one, so it is there. Go to London, it is there. Go to Beijing, of course, Beijing has full of both English and those editions. So that is about, as Prabhupada says in the purport, if you don't distribute this, whatever new kind of thing that you awaken, Prabhupada says very nicely, awaken to a particular type of knowledge. Today, of course, cloud computing has been around. Now, what is new knowledge? Of course, AI. What is new more computer system called quantum computers? So, I have been working for the last 4 or 5 years. So, therefore, not only publish paper, I also publish a book. I haven't bought this book, but you can search on the net, search Booyah. So, you will get all those books. Okay. So for a particular type of book, if you don't distribute, what happens? That knowledge will gradually dry up. Then no one can benefit from it. So what is the use of doing this PhD, research, blah, blah, blah? If you put it in the corner like that, only dust will capture. Fortunately, those books are very fortunate because devotees come, clean it, and they pick up and read it. So therefore, it's distributed. But if you simply keep it, it is a waste in the corner. So very important to distribute. So that is how scientific people do. Then of course, engineers, they create a product and then distribute to others. The product, like our Jairam Prabhu, he has a product for what is that, enterprise planning or resource management, something like that, okay? So product distribution. Not doing research. Research is done by his previous people. So he is that upgrading that creation and distributing. So distribute for the benefit of whatever customers he can possibly do. So that is important. So of course, now Gita. So coming to next, Prabhupada is now hitting, is that, India has big scientific knowledge, spiritual science knowledge called Bhagavad Gita. But unfortunately, for some reason or other, this sublime knowledge of God was not distributed throughout the world, although it is meant for distribution for the entire society. So Prabhupada is now coming to this Bhagavad Gita. So very important. So this Gita, not only for spiritual advancement, it can also help for material advancement. There are many world-class, top-class scientists who are inspired from Gita. So for example, Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein, well known. So he is the one who proposed this theory of what we call theory of relativity. This is a word of relative word. We need to know. Of course, he is already there. Krishna knows this is a relative word. He is already told. But Albert Einstein proposed a theory formally. Then he also proposed this so-called E equal MC square. This is something we always spiritualize, E equal MC square. Our Jaydev Prabhu knows. E, energy, M, mass, then C is the constant, the speed of light. So this equivalence of energy mass theorem. But we spiritualize it. So how is it? This spiritual energy, E is a function of that M is, of course, C is chanting. How much spiritual energy you got depends upon how much you are chanting holy name of Krishna. And then of course, more you chanted, it becomes square, C square, 2 square, 4, 16, like that. 16 square, very big, correct? So that is, plus that is further amplified. By what? If you chant at Yam is Mangalarati. So you perform Mangalarati, attend Mangalarati, witness Mangalarati. So then after that you chant for 2 hours, it multiply by thousands of times, the power. But with time, as the time the world is, deteriorates. So from Mangalarati to morning to afternoon to evening, then chanting at the sleeping time. That time completely deteriorates. It just had little energy. Correct? You try to chant sleeping, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Govinda. Sleep only. Most of the time. Even if you say last round, I want to keep it for just before sleeping, and that last round won't complete. It will become only 15.5 only. That 0.5 is left. As a result, the effect is very nullified. So that is why when you sleep in that mode, maybe you will get some dreams in the mode of goodness. Sometime maybe horror movie, horror one. But if you chant fully, Mangalarati, full-fledged, so the flame will be very strong. The energy will be very strong. So therefore, if you want high impact for chanting, high spiritual energy, chant, use this E equal MC square formula. Spiritualize it. So that is for devotees. Then of course, more importantly, he also proposed quantum theory. I just mentioned quantum coming up. He's proposed. Now the question is, what is the inspiration for this Einstein, all of this? This is very important. Bhagavad Gita is the inspiration for all these discoveries for Albert Einstein. This is not my statement. My statement means it looks like a speculation. The Albert Einstein himself says, I want to read as it is. I have made Bhagavad Gita the main source of my inspiration. Very important. He says, I have made Bhagavad Gita as main source of my inspiration. Everybody has some inspiration. Why is this person after marrying working so hard like a donkey? Inspiration is wife. Correct? Previously there was no wife, so whatever little work is no problem. So he can maintain. But now he became very serious. You go to villages, some of these boys are not doing any work at all, homework, not helping parents, not doing any work, simply eating and wandering around, chit-chatting here and there. But the moment you perform marriage, next step onward, they'll become very serious, very dutiful, very systematic, all perfect. Usually someone is not behaving properly, already 20, 25, they say, what is the solution? What to do with this fellow? Get married. So this marriage is compared to, you have seen buffalo. When buffalo, when, sometimes it is no tying up, it just runs on everywhere. Very difficult to control. What to do? They will take one stick, one big wood, they will put it in the middle and tie it to it. You see it? Buffalo. You put one rassi, rope, tie, and then put one heavy pole to it. Then it is walking, that pole is in between leg. If you run faster, it will hit the leg. So therefore it will go slowly, so you can control it. Same way, when you perform marriage of this person, and he comes under control. And the control, that middle part is that wife. So he comes to all the systematic direction. Otherwise, mind is crazy. It can take you to all kind of direction. Very good. So now that's the main source of inspiration. And also guide. For what? For the purpose of scientific investigation. So he says, I have made this as a source of inspiration and guide for the purpose of scientific investigation. You need to investigate. If something is happening, why it is happening? Investigation. And for the formation of my theories. Because Albert Einstein didn't create a products. He only proposed a investigation, proposed theories. He says E equal to mc square. What to do with it is your problem. You can spiritualize it and get spiritual energy, or use your material energy. How this, why this having such mass? So why, if I put this water here, why is it going downwards? Why not go upward? Correct? All the theory of relativity, theory of gravity, this is there, but they propose a scientific theory. Now you can use that theory for what? For example, you want to go from Melbourne to Vrindavan or Melbourne to Delhi. How do you go? You can take a boat for seas travel for a couple of months. But now we got aeroplane to go within a day. How is that possible? So of course we make one tube and build something so that we can create a force to go against theory of gravity. Correct? You need to know what is theory of gravity and how to go opposite to it. And you have this knowledge plus opposite knowledge. Put together, that becomes aeroplane that can fly. Of course, Krishna has. So Krishna's this theory, because of that, so this earth is an aeroplane. Very stable aeroplane. No need to pay any ticket. Sometimes, of course, we go one place, other place, we have to pay. And we have to get some small plot of land. That's like a seat, aeroplane seat. We pay money. If it is a first class seat, $10,000. If it is the economy class, Gandhi class seat, $2,000. Correct? You want a house, same house here, 5 million. Same thing in Point Cook, 1 million. Same thing, same land, same size land, same house, size. But Venu, correct? Same thing. So Krishna has created this aeroplane and he is sustaining, maintaining. He knows how to maintain it in his own place. Correct? Of course, he is the creator of gravity. He is the creator of opposing force. He can maintain it. So that is what scientific knowledge is. You can see theory to knowledge. So now, of course, coming to here, Prabhupada going through, he says, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. Why? Because Indians have not distributed this knowledge properly throughout the world. So therefore he appeared, he said, everyone please become a guru. And then do what? Yara deke tara kaha. So whomever you see, whomever you meet, tell them about Lord Sri Krishna. Tell them about Bhagavad Gita, his teaching. Explain them who is God. Who are you? So that is his Agnya. So he is making everyone. So he is saying that I am ordering you. I am appointing you as a guru. So those who born in India, he is saying that make your Jivana Sarthak by doing this work. That's highest. Of course, we are now more busy. Indians are very busy in creating software, and whomever you see, you try to sell a software. Or, I'm very good in software, I can do it for you, outsource it to India. That's what people are doing. So we need to change. But that is changing with time. So when our current leader, previous leaders, for some others, they ignored it. Prabhupada, is saying, the previous leaders have, in the name of secularism, this and that, so they denied the glory of this Gita, not only distributing within India, but also across the world. And whoever tried to make an attempt to distribute, they have mixed up with mundane thinking, instead of distorted, just to please the audience. So as a result, Prabhupada said that even though several Gitas were there before Prabhupada wrote that Bhagavad Gita as it is, 70, 80 editions were there, so many people went and taught, but not even single devotee was made. Because impure. The impregnation, to impregnate, you need to have a quality sperm. Whereas this quality was not there. It's all adulterated. Adulterated will only create adulterated creation. Something seems like, but miscarriage happens. But whereas here the powerful seed. So that is the Prabhupada saying this Bhagavad Gita as it is. So he said, that's why he said, we have created this Hare Krishna movement. We created this ISKCON for what? To distribute knowledge worldwide. We need to know what is this knowledge. Often people don't know what is God. So we need to understand who is God, what is His address, where is He. Unless you tell, people won't be impressed. What are His qualities, what are His appearances, we need to know. Prabhupada says that in Gita, we know who is Krishna, who is God. We know what is address. And we know who is His father, who is His mother, and what is His street address, street name, what is the home name, home number. Just like we address house number 20, street, say Barrett Street or a Dank Street, 197 Dank Street. We need to have 197 Dank Street, Albert Park, Victoria, Australia. Then of course GPS can pinpoint where it is. So Prabhupada saying that we know that. So this is Gita. So we want to distribute to everyone. So this way all of them can benefit, but distribute in a purely Bhagavad Gita as it is. So he emphasized very nicely for the benefit of the whole world. Not only for benefit, Prabhupada says, but the glory of India will increase. So therefore we need right leader. So recently when this Russian president, Vladimir Putin, he visited India. Earlier they used to give him some storybook, the previous president when they visit, earlier presidents, and maybe feed them some food in the mode of ignorance. Maybe give him one Bombay Sapphire alcohol. That's all. But now changed. So the current leader, Modi, gifted him Bhagavad Gita as it is. You see, that is the accomplishment of Prabhupada. A Modi taking a book, Bhagavad Gita, and presenting it to the president of Russia is not a small accomplishment. You know how much foundation has been built, how much work has gone through to bring that prestige level to this book. So this is actually very, very important. Then not only that, of course, so this Putin didn't throw there and went away. No, he took with him. He took with him to the Russia. So that is very important. You see, that is the big transformation with the leaders. We need a leader like that, so who will promote. If leaders don't promote, of course, they will put a lot of restrictions on you. In fact, even today, I will give you a real example. So 2002, I went to Srirangam. So in Srirangam, there is Tiruchirappalli nearby. So this Tiruchi has NIT, National Institute of Technology Tiruchi. So after the seminar, usually whenever I do seminar, that's a cloud computing seminar, but outside, so some devotees from the nearby temple, I request them to set up one stall outside with Bhagavad Gita book. Inside, buy my book. If you don't buy my book, outside go and Bhagavad Gita book. Both are beneficial. Correct? If they buy my book, I get profit, give to Krishna. No problem, they don't want my book, that's all right. That guy, Bhagavad Gita book. This happens very easily everywhere, including China. But whereas there in Tiruchirappalli, NIT, they said our present government little not favorable. Somebody may complain, it become problem. Like that they will say. You see? So the leaders can make a difference. A small village leader, or a state leader, or a country leader, or a global leader. So their mindset is very important. Correct? We can see. So this is the real example. This is not a made up, it's a real example. Okay? So very important. So as a result, the glory can, some people diminish the glory of India. But where Prabhupada is saying that if you distribute this knowledge, Vishwa knowledge to everybody in the world, everybody will benefit. In fact, India's glory will spread and more as Hare Krishna glory grows. Then of course Prabhupada is saying that we have set up Hare Krishna movement, so distribute this knowledge properly So that Hare Krishna movement is what we call ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Initially we say Hare Krishna movement. So anybody can have Hare Krishna movement, anyone who is distributing Gita. So specific particular is ISKCON. So distributing books. Books, that is statements of Lord Sri Krishna. So that can inspire creative people like big scientists like Albert Einstein who won Nobel Prize. So if this, the current president of one of the country, if this fellow reads Bhagavad Gita several times and implement it, he will get Nobel Prize very easily. He doesn't have to cry like a baby. I want Nobel Prize. I want Nobel Prize. You didn't give me Nobel Prize, therefore I will take over Greenland. Then you didn't give Nobel Prize, Norway Prime Minister. Prime Minister saying, no, the Nobel Prize selection is by a separate country. It's not a politician gives you a award, no. So like that you see the news. But if you read it very nicely and then propagate this glory, you will get, why Peace Prize? You will get many, many prizes. Why this Peace Prize? You can go back to Vaikuntha Loka. You can play with Krishna. Krishna says, one who knows my Janma Karma, what happens? You will come back to me. After leaving this body, you will not rot here. You will come back to me, play with me. And there Krishna will kiss you. Correct? If you become an old man, nobody will kiss you. Even the children don't want to kiss you. You have to give them money, bribe, and maybe somebody will kiss you. But there Krishna will kiss you. There is also one book called Krishna will kiss you also. Actually, Prabhupada said this statement. Krishna will kiss you also. So, such a glory. Just by simply knowing Krishna's appearance, Krishna's activities, very important. So, sometimes we don't know who is God, what are his activities. Very important to know. So, God is some abstract light, so not much knowledge. But if you know fully who is Father, who is his mother, what are his activities, where he is born, what he is doing with devotees, so what are his qualities, so important to know. That's what Prabhupada wanted. Prabhupada wanted everyone to learn about Krishna, everyone to know about God, everyone about his glories, his power. So you get inspired. Inspired to be a nice person as a spiritualist, inspired to be a best scientist like Albert Einstein. Why that? In between, inspired to become a best engineer, IT engineer like Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is well known for their iPhone, correct? iPhone, iPad. So he is the creator, designer and creator of those products. And this Steve Jobs was a Hare Krishna. Why? So every Sunday evening, Sunday feast, he would go there. He's a vegetarian. Where can he get vegetarian? Los Angeles. The best place is Hare Krishna. So go there, have Hare Krishna feast. And he says, so he was looking forward for that feast every day in the week. And when he have it, so for rest, 7 days, happy. Of course, wait for another Sunday. And he said this statement, he made this statement during his convocation address at Stanford University. At his last final phase of his life, he was invited by Stanford University to give a graduation lecture. When all the students are graduating, they need to be inspired. They already learned the knowledge, bookish knowledge like this cloud computing. So they know. But how to put this knowledge in practice ethically without destroying? You know AI, but how to use AI properly, not misguided, not creating a destruction. Instead creation, instead smoothing, harmonizing. So that requires this knowledge. So therefore he talked about this. So like that, distribute not only in America, worldwide. And we see, of course, now Hare Krishna is worldwide. So in the Kale, various preaching happening everywhere. So of course you can distribute this in many ways. You can distribute by giving a prasad along with the book. You can distribute by singing a song. Oh, this person sings very nicely, very melodious. Oh, what he has got? He has got a one book. Let me buy this book also. Or you are a very great business magnate. No problem. So some people who are very good businessman, so handshake, do business with you. No problem. Let them give them a gift of Bhagavad Gita. Oh, this is a very nice book. What do I do? Okay, how can I give? Okay, go and put $1 million into the hundi. Yes, they can do it. No problem. Correct? If you give it to Bill Gates, for example, what is there? 1 million is nothing for him. Correct? So when you got trillions of dollars asset, 1 million is just putting $1 from my pocket and putting there. Correct? A poor devotee, $1 poor dollar, how difficult it is for him. Similarly, like that. So you can do that. You can Share this globally, everywhere in the world. And then of course, so that if you do well, you can do that. Even just to give my own example, not to tell others. But for example, so to speak about cloud computing, I would travel everywhere. So for example, you travel to India, go to Dwarakdham, Gujarat. There Nirma University told me, and Surat University told me, hey Raj, we are already teaching cloud computing book, cloud computing through your book. So, but we want all the students to hear something from you. So maybe speak from Bhagavad Gita. So I said, okay, no problem. So I spoke on success formula based on Gita wisdom. So that everybody can hear. Because if you see mastering cloud computing, only the final year student will understand. But if you talk about success formula based on Gita wisdom, everyone will understand. So like that. Very, very important. Sometimes it can also, Krishna desires, it can help glorify one more also. In Surat, so I was doing this, then some people came. Oh, tomorrow we have got one, in the big stadium, we have a big program with 25,000 people attending. Even Nitish Bharadwaja. Who is Nitish Bharadwaja? He acted as a Krishna role in Mahabharata. So he is coming and speaking. You come, you also speak. I thought this is Krishna's presence. So then I said, I'll come. Suddenly after 10 or 11 o'clock, one of the temple, the Surat ISKCON said, can you please give us Śrīmad Bhāgavatam tomorrow? So I went, okay, agreed, and I did. Then from there, we had to go to that stadium with the 25,000 where they're sitting. We can't go to the room, hotel and change the pant. We said, okay, let's go as it is. We went as it is, some 20 minutes late. Because, in the big stadium, there is some law and order how to go inside. So we went there. So I was in a dhoti. Then everybody is inside RD. So then I went there, how to go? Then we went there, then one inspector stood and did saluting. He thought I am some minister. So he just took me inside directly. You see, it can happen. If Krishna desires, it can happen. Otherwise, who will let a person in dhoti? Afterwards, he will say, stand in a queue. There are 2 kilometer queue to enter. So all this miracle can happen. Now coming to China. So China, I spoke in one conference. They said, Raj, apart from this cloud computing, you have so many other things. Why don't you tell about those? You're not telling about those. Okay, what is that? I asked them. Oh, then the Swami website. This one. Absolute truth. And how to be happy. I said, okay, you are asking, no problem. Let us dedicate one session. So they themselves dedicated. They themselves organized. It happened. Then so many cities. Now celebration is going on. Balaram Appearance Day, Krishna's Appearance Day, Prabhupada Appearance Day. This year, in 2025, I didn't celebrate in Melbourne. Instead, we celebrated in different cities in China. In Xi'an, Balaram Purnima, and multiple groups. So yesterday, the Prabhu was telling, in China, they don't assemble 500 people. Instead, they allow 100 in 100 places. So like that. So we went to one place. Then another group called me. Hey, I'm already there. No, we are different group, they said. Okay, go there also. Then so nice feast. Not only the program, the feast. Now in China, we may be worried. We won't get a feast, prasada. No, feast even better. Even better than Melbourne. It can beat even Melbourne Mahaprabhu in this also. Because it was prepared for a small group. In Melbourne Mahaprabhu, on Sunday, on the first Nityananda Appearance Day, we had, of course. But that Mahaprasada was not only given to everybody. Select group of devotees. They took it. All those standing in queue, no Mahaprasada. Correct? Did you get? No, even I didn't get. Even though after here I run into the inside to see it already disappeared. Already finished. But there in China, no problem. Because only 50 devotees, so everyone will get Mahaprasada. Not only though that Gulgup, the round, even that also everybody gets it. So nice. And you get to eat lotus root. Lotus root, very soft, very nice. That is not available here, only in China. Correct? So like that. Then after Prabhupada, then Balaram Purnima, then Krishna Janmashtami, the next day is Prabhupada appearance, they are celebrated. Then I decided to come back to Melbourne for Radhasmi. Then again that didn't happen. I had to go to Bangalore. What for? So this one university in Bangalore, so they have a graduation program. They asked me, we can set the date you want. And you can speak based on Gita inspiration. I thought if the university himself is saying, so then they don't say that I am a religionist or sectarian, anything like that. They themselves given a full freedom. I was thinking, what do I do? I asked them how many people are going to be there. They said 5,000 are graduating, then their parents and friends will come, easily 10,000 plus, around 12,000 participants. Then I thought, okay, although I had a flight, I cancelled from Hong Kong to Melbourne, went to Bangalore, and the Radhasmi Day. What an opportunity, Radhasmi Day. I said, what time? Okay, put it from 2 to 4, so that I can attend Mangalarti, because I don't attend Mangalarti like Jaila Prabhu. At least on that day I attend, once in a year, once in a 364 or 365 days, once only. So attend, then go and do this, based on Gita wisdom. So it was so nice. So just like Steve Jobs got opportunity to speak there, so there I had opportunity to distribute this knowledge. So Gita wisdom based, their career, their operation, their activity, how they should be, how they should consider both success and failure in their professional career, equilibrium, like Sita Bhagnya, like Krishna says. And then if you want to be successful in engineer, you want to be successful scientist, you want to be successful businessman, you want to become successful politician, keep Gita with you. Just like Gandhi kept Gita, became successful. Then, of course, Sir Albert Einstein, Gita inspiration, created such an invention. Steve Jobs created such complex scientific product that no one in the market can beat it. First class, 5-star mobile phone. Correct? It's called first class, top class, high branded. So like that. You want to be, you have to do that. Okay, so with that, to conclude, so you can see, in 1 minute, I will conclude, maybe 2-3 minutes. Narottam Das Thakur appearance day today. So just one important point. So this Narottam Das Thakur is the originator of book distribution program. All the devotees who are engaged in book distribution, so the main inspiring in this Gaudiya Vaishnavism, so the main Acharya, just like for Namacharya, so for holy name is Haridas Thakur. Similarly, for book distribution, Acharya is Narottam Das Thakur. That is one point. Of course, Narottam Das Thakur is not like any poor man. He was son of a king, and his father name was Krishnananda Datta. So in one of the small province in Bengal at that time, now it is called Bangladesh. So there he was son of Krishnadas Datta king. Then of course he was a rich man. But at the young age himself, so he was inspired by Nityananda Prabhu Chaitanya Babu, the dream. You go and take bath in Padma river. You will get love of Godhead. This was told in the dream. Correct? So in the dream he went and took bath in a dream, woke up, morning, took bath in the Padma river, then came out as a pure devotee, achieved love of Godhead. So he became Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Premi. So great devotee of Chaitanya. Although he didn't see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he became such a devotee. Then of course there are lots of pastime. Then he went to Vrindavan, took Diksha from Lokanath Swami. Okay, so then, of course, he was such a nice devotee, so he can compose many songs and make it understandable to anybody. And one such song, every day we sing, that is Guru Vandana. Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. So that one. Other one is, for example, Radha Krishna Pranamore. Radha Krishna Pranamore, Jugala Kishora. So this song, he saying that Jivana Marane Gati Arohi Namara. So he saying that whether it's life or death, wherever, Radha Krishna are my life and soul. So these are very famous songs. At least one song that we every day sing, everywhere, throughout the world, in all the thousands of ISKCON centers and temples worldwide. So right now there are thousands of those. So they are there. So to conclude, you can see, one may hide the glory of Krishna for a certain period, but anyone who is obstructing such glory, that person will be vanquished. An example is Kamsa. Kamsa tried to stop the expansion of glory of Krishna, even though Krishna was in the womb and heart of Devaki. What happened later? Krishna finished him. Of course, Krishna's energy can finish also. So therefore, so better distribute. Anyone who help distribute, such a person not only lived happily, peacefully here, then after leaving this body, tata dehadara prapti, once he finishes, he doesn't appear here, instead he will appear in Mamaiti, in Krishna's loka. That's what Krishna is giving you money back guarantee. No failure at all, 100% success. Okay, so with that, let me stop here. So thank you very much. Thank you all of you for hearing patiently. Okay, so Grantara Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki.